Welcome to News Channel 12's The Sports Zone, powered by King's Daughters Medical Center. And now, your hosts, TJ Weary and Mike Alzamora.
Welcome to the show, everyone. While football season is just about to start up, we start the show with a look back at one of the most historic boxing matches in the history of this country.
The match took place right here in Mississippi in the Hattiesburg area. It happened over 125 years ago, actually 125 years ago exactly, and is still fondly remembered today. Boxing has always been a tough sport. From Ali to Frazier to Tyson and Merriweather, it takes a tough man to get in the ring and take a beating for 12 rounds. But in Hattiesburg, there's a monument at the corner of Richburg and Sullivan-Kilrain Roads that honors the last bare-knuckle boxing fight.
It is now a story that is handed down from generation to generation, and it's of course, somewhat becomes to be a legend.
That story is 125 years old, and it happened on July 8, 1889. The prize fight was between Jake Kilrain and John L. Sullivan.
Well, the first championship fight that John L. Sullivan won was at Mississippi City in 1882. They had very few actually stayed in the ring 4 rounds. And nobody ever come close to knocking him out.
The spot where it happened is debated, either down a hill behind the monument or
right across the road, probably 40 yards from where I'm standing right now, would have been a natural theater for the fight to have took place.
Bill Anderson, a Justice Court judge in Lamar County, and Harold Hartfield are both well educated on this fight. As a matter of fact, Mr. Hartfield's grandfather witnessed the fight when he was 12 years old.
A lot of the people that was here actually came on special trains out of New Orleans to witness the fight.
They came from New Orleans on this train track that runs alongside Highway 11 because the governor of Louisiana forbid the fight in his state.
That ring would have been right in yonder.
Artifacts from the fight are preserved at the Lamar County Historical Society in Purvis. George Stevens is the president.
The fight here was the first sporting event, had national coverage and actually worldwide coverage. Temperature got up to 106 degrees and it lasted 2 hours and 16 minutes.
So you can imagine, and the Mississippi heat and the Mississippi humidity, how hard it would be to fight 75 rounds.
That's right, 75 rounds. And in these fights, a round ended when someone hit the ground and didn't depend on a time limit.
At the end of the 75 round, Kilrain drove him back to his corner, and the doctor said he really doesn't need to go back and kill him, and threw in the sponge, just the same as throwing in the towel these days.
But since this was a bare-fisted prize fight, there was a price to pay to the law. Both fighters left Mississippi for the Northeast, but were brought back for trial in the Circuit Court of Marion County.
It's getting pretty fragile. That's why I want to get a permanent display case.
The court had to prove if this was a prize fight. These papers are a copy of the court transcript from August 4th, 1889.
They fought with their fists clenched, wrestled, and Mr. Kilrain threw Mr. Sullivan the first throw.
They were both found guilty. Sullivan paid a $500 fine. Kilrain served a 2-month jail sentence. He served on the farm of Charles Rich, where the fight had taken place. So yes, it may have been illegal, but as Mr. Anderson says, it's a legend, one that will always live on in this area.
Nobody around here was aware that that was going to be the last fight. That was just another fight.
Sullivan died 29 years later. Kilrain served as a pallbearer at his funeral.